Hey guys, Crystal here at Crystal's Crafties, and today I wanted to show you how to make these Christmas ornaments out of leftover mason jar lids. If you don't have leftover mason jar lids, don't worry, I have another craft that uses the mason jar and you don't need the lid, so you'll have plenty of leftover lids. These are really quick and simple, and you just need a few things. So you're going to need the round part of your mason jar lid. You're going to need some cardstock. I just got mine from this book of cardstock right here, and I'll link to places that you can buy cardstock. You just find whatever prints and patterns you like the best. You're going to need twine, scissors, pencil, hot glue gun, and some pretty stuff to put on your ornaments. I have some bells, some pine cones, and I had a few leftover floral picks. I got this pick at Hobby Lobby for $4.99, and this one pick is gonna make like 8 ornaments. You just take parts of it off as you need them. And I'll show you how to do all that. What you want to start with is the background for your ornament. If you have a Cricut, you can cut a circle at 2.65 inches. If you don't have a Cricut, just take the solid part of your lid, put it on your cardstock, trace yourself a circle, and cut it out. For these videos, I usually use my Cricut and have the circles pre-cut, but I just wanted to do it this way so you can see it really is just as easy even if you don't have a Cricut. Taking my time here. Your circle doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want to get a good round shape so that it sticks well inside of your lid. Okay, so there is my circle all cut out. What you do here, you take your glue gun. Do not glue the entire thing. Just put a little strip of glue at the top. For some reason my glue gun isn't hot yet. There we go. Then another strip of glue on the side, one at the bottom, and one on the other side. It doesn't take a lot of glue to hold this in. Drop your piece of paper in and just push it down. Don't use a high temp glue gun because you are going to be touching the glue quite a lot in this project. And there it is. It's all glued in there. That's enough glue. It's just light paper. It's not going to fall out. It's going to be good to go. Okay, so once you get your paper glued in, at this point you need to decide if you want your hanger to be attached underneath the lid or if you want it to be attached on top of the lid. You can see that one, there's nothing underneath there. It's actually coming out on top of the lid. So for this one, I'm going to show you the on top of the lid method. So you'll take some twine, just kind of determine how long you want your thing to be. That looks decent. I'm going to cut off the twine. Okay. Just kind of eyeball to see where you think the center of your ornament is going to be. If it's a design, you want it to be straight and all of that good stuff. Holding your twine to where both sides are going to stick together. Just get a good generous amount of hot glue and stick it on. Okay. You can sit here and hold this until it dries. That does take a minute. When it gets to where I can stand to touch it, I like to kind of just poke it down and help it stick so I don't have to keep holding it. The trick to that, if you don't touch this hot glue, it will dry clear. If you touch it like I'm about to, it's going to dry white, and you're about to see what I mean. Alright, there we go. I don't have the patience to wait for that to dry. As you can see now, it's a big white ugly mess, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to cover it up with all kinds of stuff. And it's perfectly dry. Like that's ready to go. Okay, what did I do on this one? Let's see. I did some bells and a pine cone and a little piece of greenery. Okay. You can see this is the one I was working off of. I've made a lot of ornaments off of it already, and there's still a lot of stuff on here, so I'm actually just going to keep picking from this one. Get my wire cutters out. You don't need wire cutters. You can cut this with scissors. I just prefer not to. Okay, so there's my greenery. Let's see, I need some bells. I don't know if I put those on string or not. Well, whatevs. We'll just glue this down. Getting some bells. Now that I go back and look at it, it looks like I actually tied my bells to my loop before I put them on. I've already glued my loop, so I can't go back and do that. I'm just going to glue them on. Let's go with it. So I'm going to put some glue on this bell. I mean, hot glue is an awesome thing. It holds a lot of stuff. It amazes me what all you can do with a little hot glue. Yep, that bell is on. I'm going to put some glue on this bell. And don't worry about those strings of glue that you're seeing come off of everything. I mean, when you're all done, you just pick them off and they go away. Here we are so far with my two bells, and everything's just glued on. It's still not dry, so I can kind of move things around. Alright, and then I had a little pine cone. Here's a little pine cone guy. Gonna drop him in on the top. The reason I chose these pine cones, you're going to get glue on the front of your ornaments, and it's not very pretty. It makes people wonder what was there that's missing. So the best thing to do to cover up the glue is get a little thing that goes along with your theme of what you're doing and just pop it on the top. Glue, pine cone. Done. All right, so there's that one. We've got it like that. This is a little bit longer. I probably could have trimmed it, but anyways, so that one's done. Now, for this one, I put the hanger underneath it, so I'll show you how I did that first. Again, just take your twine, figure out about how long you want your hanger to be. Let's see here. Yep, that's good. Scissors, and cut. Okay. For this one, I'm going to do the buffalo check pattern. So again, get my little circle, trace it around. Cut it out. And at the end of this video, I'll show you something that I did with all the leftover parts of that floral pick. You don't have to be done when you're done making your mason jar lid ornaments. There's tons more that you can do with that pick. And I'll link to all of these products so that you can get your own stuff. This one's just the same way as the other one. Little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. Drop that guy in there. That one is a little bit big. Okay, we got it all pushed down. So there's that one in there. Let's see. I just had one of these, a red bell. I got the red bells from this pick. There are none left on the one I was using. So I might change it up here. Or I could just cut one off of there. Maybe I'll cut one off of there. That's super cute the way it is. Okay, so my greenery. I have this guy, a red bell, and 2 pine cones. Okay, and go grab a red bell off of here. And your picks might have different different things, so you know, just work with what you have. And there are a lot of craft stores that actually sell vintage bells like this, so you can buy the rustic, rusted wood looking bells. There's all kinds of different bells you could get. Okay. Find a good top. I think I want it to be here. And I'm just going to start gluing my stuff on. So I'm going to, first of all, glue my little leaf on. Hot glue. And while that's still wet, I'm going to place the bell on it. I'm going to set it down to do this. I'm going to let those two dry together. And again, I'm not patient. I'm not going to wait for that to dry completely. I'm just going to wait till my fingers can stand to touch it. There we go. Okay, so those guys are on there now. What do we have? 2 little pine cones here. Little pine cones. Let me see. 1 pine cone here. And you can see, I mean, that sets up really quick. 1 pine cone here. Voila. I'm going to hold these in place just for a little second while everything dries. But that's pretty much on there. I'm going to put a little extra glue all around this just to hold everything in very well. And remember, if you don't touch your glue, it will dry clear. And so for these finishing parts up here like this, it's fine to do that. And drop some in here too. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry. I'll get rid of all my little glue strings. I'm not a fan of where this piece of greenery is, but when everything's dry, I will move it. If I move it now, it could pop things out of place, so I don't want to do that. Go back to my string that I had. Okay. I'm going to put some glue to hold the 2 pieces of string together at the bottom. And this isn't the permanent hold for it, it's just to make it easier to work with. So I just put a little bit of glue on there. I'm going to wait till I can touch it, and then I'm going to crinkle them together. There we go. Okay, so now that is stuck together and not pretty, but that's okay. We're going to hide it under the ornament. I've got glue strings everywhere. So what you want to do here, turn your ornament upside down, Make sure you are centered right in the middle of everything you've got going on. Stick you some glue in there. Drop your string on it. Touched it before it was cold. That was a little too warm. Hazards of hot glue. You will burn yourself. Be prepared. It will happen. That is life. Okay, that's it. That one is done now too. So, oh man. No, okay, I thought I made 2 red buffalo checks. So here I've got my 2 checkered ones, buffalo checks. Let's see. Now I'm going to move this green piece to where I want it. I promise you it will work because these things are on little wires. See, now it's perfectly in the middle, just how you want it. So I've got my 2 black and white, my 2 classic red plaid, and like I said, I'll show you, with all these extra leaves and stuff on here, don't be done making ornaments. You have all the farmhouse ornaments you could make. I took the big bell off the middle and 3 leaves. Some pine cones, of course, because I have to hide my glue. I made this one. And then with another of the little bells, I made this one. So you can make tons and tons of ornaments. Like right now, I have another one that I haven't shown on camera. So I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ornaments out of 1 pick, with the exception of I did take an extra bell off of here just because I didn't have another red one and I wanted to show you guys how to make exactly what I had made before. That's all there is to it. Stay tuned for the next craft, the mason jar craft, where I show you how to make mason jar wall sconces with fairy lights. They're adorable. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks.